Good news for the club of Arsenal. Their skipper, Martin Odegaard, is back in training. And by the way, I really saw this story way back and I was like, I need to obviously take my time and really gauge the speech or the reaction of Mikel Arteta. And finally, we've gone ahead to investigate it. And now we're really going to be giving you a thorough analysis, all delving deep into this situation. The website of Arsenal has something to say, and obviously the fans are really excited about the return of Martin Odegaard. So smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, please continue to subscribe as we are really wanting to hit 30,000 subscribers onto this beautiful channel of ours. Remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. And even if you need used phones and used laptops from the United Kingdom, call them on +256 70 99 88 665 and you'll thank me later. That is what we've gone ahead obviously see in here onto this beautiful channel of ours known as Rokani Media Football. So Martin Odegaard is back in full action, and this is really good news for the club of Arsenal. Why is it good news? Because Arsenal have not been really looking good, especially in the previous 3 games ever since they returned from international break. They haven't gone ahead to win a game in the Premier League. In the Champions League, they went ahead to beat Shakhtar Donetsk by 1-0, and they also went ahead obviously keep themselves present into the Carabao Cup. But that is not enough for a side of Arsenal, because the main goal for them is to really win the Premier League. For the 2 seasons they've gone ahead to spend while knocking on the door, and Man City have always gone ahead obviously stop them. They feel like this would have gone ahead to be the ideal season to see to it that magic is put, all work is put in to see to it that everything really happens. But when you look at their form in the previous 3 games, it has been deteriorating, and good enough, they found themselves in a position of celebrating their loss or consoling themselves after Man City also went ahead obviously lose to Bournemouth 2-0 in the midweek. Now, the website of Arsenal went ahead and obviously put out a very beautiful article about Martin Odegaard. They said Martin Odegaard returns to full-team training. There was a welcome sight at the Sobha Reality Training Center today as Martin Odegaard returned to full training with the rest of the teammates. Arsenal's keeper has been out of action for 2 months after picking up an ankle injury on international duty for Norway in September and missed out subsequent 12 matches, but he joined in with the rest of our squad ahead of Champions League trip to Inter Milan. We head to Italy later on Tuesday afternoon, aiming to maintain our unbeaten start in the season's competition, but all Ghana supporters will be thrilled to see Martin taking latest step towards a first-team return. And they went ahead obviously show us a little bit of what happened in the training session of Arsenal as they obviously welcomed back Martin Odegaard. Should I first obviously take you into how he really trained today, or I really tell you or show you what Arteta really had to say about the return of the skipper? Remember, he does a lot to the club of Arsenal, and if you really thought that he's not the most important player in the team of Arsenal, now you know why he's the most important player of Arsenal, because what he offers, it's only him who offers it. No player at Arsenal can do exactly what Martin Odegaard really puts on the table. That player is not there at Arsenal. I tell you this. He's not there, and that's why we've always gone ahead obviously tell you he's the most important player at the club of Arsenal. And you might really say what you're saying, but that's the fact. Facts are bitter. I know people talk of Saka, talk of who, but this guy is really a special guy in the club of Arsenal. Now, the manager has today went ahead obviously confirm the return of Martin Odegaard, because he was part of the squad that went ahead to travel to the side of Italy. And remember, they are playing Inter Milan in their 4th match day of the Champions League. Arteta said the positive news is it's great to have Martin Odegaard back. Obviously he has trained well with us for the first time. A full session today. He felt good. It's a bit earlier than we expected, but he wanted to be with the team. So we will decide tomorrow whether we use him, but at least it's a big step that he's traveled with us and is part of the team. Now, his return is really very important to the club of Arsenal. If at all you knew exactly the part he plays in the team of Arsenal, because they needed to obviously end this this win drought ever since the return from the international break. 2-0 to Bournemouth, that was a loss. 2-2 draw to Liverpool. Then you'll talk about a player. You'll talk about the game of Newcastle. They lost 1-0. You get? Because they lack that spark or that creative spark in the final third of the pitch in most of the games. Now, that is Martin Odegaard for you, and the manager is like, whether he's really going to get in minutes or not, but he went ahead to complete the first team training, and that was really one of the most important topics, all boasts into the club of Arsenal. He has traveled with the club of Arsenal, and he's really going to have some good time. And one thing I've gone ahead obviously notice about the physios of Arsenal, they've gone ahead obviously put in a very beautiful shift every time they are really doing the treatment of the players of Arsenal. That is really known all over the pitch, that they're really great, and they really do the due diligence and put in the required shift altogether to obviously put in the best of performances that everyone will obviously go ahead and really love and cherish at the end of it all. So that is Martin Odegaard for you, and his return really means a lot because it has some good news. But what does it mean to Martin Odegaard? You understand? So what does it mean to Nwaneri? You get? What does his return mean to Nwaneri? You understand? Because he's coming in through obviously indicates lack of enough playing time for Nwaneri, and in his absentia, Nwaneri has been used as a substitute, and don't expect that in his return, Nwaneri is really going to find himself in the starting 11 of Arsenal unless they're playing the Carabao Cup games. But in games of this caliber, the Premier League, the Champions League, they're going to play against Inter Milan. Don't expect to see him. And if at all the manager couldn't obviously trust him to start in such games, then he's not really going to be coming. He's not be considered. But I believe this is the last season for Nwaneri not to be starting games for Arsenal. And I think they now have a player that can come up and obviously do the needful. So as Odegaard comes in through, I think he really takes that weight off Arteta, because the fans were claiming or calling in for the player called Nwaneri to obviously be started in big games, and the manager was like, he's not ready. He's not ready. It's me who trains him. It's me who gave him his debut at the age of 15, the season of 2020 to 2023. So all I can let you know, he is not ready. He's not ready for what the fans are really asking for him. You get? So that is it all about Martin Odegaard, and the most beautiful bit of it is that even the Norwegian national team have not gone ahead obviously include him into the national team or into the upper boss squad, obviously play into the UEFA Nations League, meaning that if Arsenal handle him very well in the game of Inter Milan and handle him very well in the game of Chelsea, I think we'll have 2 weeks off to rest and see to it that he really gets back to his base. The beauty of Martin Odegaard is that he's this kind of player that doesn't need form. He's class. He's a classy player. And all he does is to obviously give out his best, in as far as opening up defenses of opponents are really concerned. Sometimes he might not even come up with the assist or the secondary assist, but what he comes up with is something special. And what specialities does he bring on the field of play? Obviously, those passes, those passes that be line breaking that can lead to a goal, we can call it a fourth or third assists, even that hold up play, he drops deep and obviously dictates the tempo, of the game. And by the way, he gives Arsenal better control because he's this kind of player who is really well good at really controlling the game and not allow opponents obviously play around and allow us to obviously lose the ball. He gives them that control that any team really deserves, and he's the skipper. Finally, he's the leader of this group, and he knows how to obviously gear them up. By the way, talk about gearing the players up, each and every time Arsenal is down or what, I've gone ahead to see him on several occasions. Every time Arsenal is really losing, he's like, keep rocking, and commands the crowd, and the crowd gives them momentum or sets the bar so high to say to it that Arsenal fans are like, the atmosphere is really rocking. Let's go and really get ourselves going. Because the more they really continue cheering the team, the opponents really find themselves very, 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 very timid. And even the adrenaline really goes high. And sometimes the more you continue to obviously put in those attacks, the better your team will obviously have chances for your opponent to obviously make mistakes. So that is the player called Martin Odegaard in for you. And that speciality is what he brings you, the leadership. Because in the recent games that Arsenal have gone ahead to play, I've not seen that person who really tells the players, however much we've gone ahead obviously concede, let's keep going. I haven't gone ahead to say that. That if you've seen it, in the absence of Martin Odegaard, remind me what game and which player went ahead to do it. You know, I'm here to learn. But I haven't gone ahead obviously see it myself. You understand? So after that, let's obviously see how he went ahead to train in his first day, you know, and then we call it quits. As you guys prepare to let me know what your thoughts are about the return of Martin Odegaard. That is him walking to Sobha Reality Training Center with Martinelli and Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz was obviously having a chat with the skipper, and Ben White obviously giving him a shake of hands, you know, in the mix, and Odegaard there trying to juggle up that ball. As you see there, he was really juggling, you know. There he was really stretching, as you see him getting ready for the best of the best as a player. And there he came in through obviously look on as Arsenal was really conducting its training session down there at the Sobha Reality Training Center, and that was really something very, very good and very, very important for the club of Arsenal. So that is exactly what happened at the Sobha Reality Training Center, with Martin Odegaard doing the due diligence to obviously get his team back to winning ways, because it has been long in the Premier League without win. They won in the Champions League, Carabao Cup, but here they haven't gone ahead to obviously find themselves really winning the beautiful game of football. So that is Martin Odegaard for you, and I'm calling in for your reactions into the comment section below about him putting in that shift, returning to obviously get his team what it has been missing. There is something that I forgot to talk about, but I don't know why how it has gone ahead to skip my head about Martin Odegaard. But all in all, in the game of Inter Milan, we are 100% sure he's really going to be getting minutes. And for the game of Chelsea, I know he's really going to be starting. But badly enough, as he came in through, Declan Rice got injured. But we all know to it that Arsenal has other players that can come in through and obviously put in a required shift possible. So that is the guy. So your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. And I sign out for now. See you later. And I'm really having lots and lots of things that are really gonna really create moments of interest. Man City has been beaten by Sporting Lisbon 4-1, right, in Sporting Lisbon, and it's really very, very shocking. Ruben Amorim, as he really went ahead to really coach his second last game at Sporting Lisbon, he has found himself beating City by 4-1. Liverpool is also winning against Leverkusen. I'm going to be coming up with that story. Victor Gyökeres with a hat-trick. Bye-bye.